So, while that is drying a little more solid with that texture paste, I thought we'd go ahead and finish up some of these tags to put in the book. I started last night because I didn't know how long it would take, and it is quite time consuming. Not the tag itself, the tags are simple. I just made them out of the Joker cards. Nonny she is a lover of card playing. She plays bridge a lot. And what took me the most were these darn little tassels with the beads on them. So I'm going to do it and hope that some of you out there are watching going, oh, good Lord, Bertie, let me tell you an easier way to do that. I would have loved to have put some beads on the end of these little ribbons, but I could not figure out how to string them on. I guess the beads that I have, the holes are just too small. So this one here, I did manage to get some on one, and then gave up and said, to heck with that. There's only going to be beads on one. So anyway, I'm going to do a couple, and maybe you guys can give me some pointers. With these here, I decided to throw in a strip of embroidery floss to put my beads on. I thought maybe that would make it a little easier. So let's see how that works. And I'm going to put them through the little hole of the card, which is on a playing card, like I said. And I've got this bowl of beads here, and I found this little wire with an eye on it, which I think is for beading. Lordy, lordy, I almost need like a magnifying glass to do this. It tells you just how bad your eyes are. I'll try to make that. This hole is from where I was sticking it through the beads and it squashed down. I don't even know if you can see this wire. Yeah, you might not even be able to see it. It's a wire with like a needle eye in it. I got to be able to get the string through it. I can't use this because it does not go through the hole of my beads. So I'm pretty sure that's what this wire is meant for, stringing beads. It just must be awfully tiny beads with awfully tiny, probably like line, fishing line or wire or something. Okay, so I got that through. I don't know how. You stop it at the end. Anybody out there with some pointers, I'd be glad to hear. I've just been running a small bead to the end and then tying it on. That's what I did. So I'm just going to put my first bead on, run it to the other end, and just simply tie it on. This string probably is not long enough. Dang it. I probably need a longer string, don't I? Well, we'll just make a tiny tassel for this one. I mean, this just shows me, number one, how short my patience are. Number two, I appreciate jewelry, people. For wanting to sit and do this all day long. And number three, that I need my eyes checked because I can't hardly see anything. I'm just kind of looking at the colors of my, and just grabbing some out that might, you know, go with those colors. That's all I'm doing. And if they don't, I'm not necessarily worried about that either. Sometimes I overthink things, and it's the mishap stuff that really looks the best to me. I'm only going to put 3 beads on each one. Okay, so there's my first end of my first little tassel. Now, this is going to be my other end, so I'm going to start with whatever bead I want at the top and end with my little bead. Just grab them out. That's what I need to do. I just need to grab them out without looking, don't I? And then I think I grab them with no hole. Don't look at me, just grab one out. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is cray cray. Okay, don't look, Amy. Just reach in and grab one out. All right. So, since this one's on the end, this is the one. Oh, I don't want to tie on the crystal one, but I'm going to. This is the one I'm just going to tie around, make the end. I know I've seen those little metal beads that you put on and you squeeze with your pliers and it crimps down. I know, I've seen those, but there's no way I could use one of those little things on here. So am I doing it right? Look how tiny that's going to be. I'm not even going to be able to send that through. I'm not even going to be able to send that through to turn it back around, I don't think. I'm going to try to do it separately without the other bunch. Is that going to look stupid? I don't know. Everything is experiment. I got to put this back in there. I'm going to lose it. I have a dog at the door wanting in. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to go let the dog in so she doesn't sit there and scratch on the door for 30 minutes. And I will be right back. Okay. Well, that was a rabbit trail. Went to let the dogs in. And decided I'd run in and get my drink, which led to needing a piece of cheese and an apple, which led to bringing my Mod Podge jar out. Crazy, huh? Okay. Now, let's take these three, run them through there. Where's our little brown one at? It didn't want to go through. Dagnabbit. See what I mean about these taking more time than you realize? Okay. There we go. It might work out all right. It's not going to really stay with my other ones. I wonder if I can run it up through this humpy thing and make it look like it's part of it. Stick them through here. You know, wouldn't it be cool to have the money to be able to go to like classes and stuff and learn, you know, jewelry and stuff like that the proper way, so that you knew all the shortcuts and tips and tricks and didn't have to do everything this way? Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm just... See, it just doesn't hang with them. I'm not happy with that. It hangs down by itself. It doesn't hang in with the tassels. And I think that's probably partially because of the heaviness of the beads. I know that, and it's also partially because I don't have it in with them. Princess. See, they hear me talking and wonder who the heck is she talking to. It's probably my husband coming up to the door. He's out in the shop playing today. Okay. I'm going to call that good. See how long that takes? Can you imagine me doing all those on camera? On phone? Alright, now let's see if our book is dry. Oh, shoot. That was only one. We only did one together. I still have another one here to do. Lordy, lordy, Terry. Back that thing up. Alright. Let's do one more. Look what else my rabbit trail. See, I have a magnifying glass, but I don't know how to hold it up there when I need both hands. I gotta poke my hole again to get my string in. There we go. I suppose this is going to end up to be a short one too. Alright, we need a small one to go. Ooh, that's definitely small to go on the end to tie on. Okay, so what are you guys doing today? It's Sunday here on this day that I'm taping. Lord knows what day it'll be by the time I get it uploaded. First of all, let's talk about that. It takes, for me, when I am finished editing my video and I push share to YouTube, it takes anywhere from 4 to 8 hours for this thing to download. Usually I just turn it on when I go to bed and it's done in the morning. But isn't that crazy how long that takes? So anyway, it's Sunday morning. I should be in a church somewhere and I'm not. Oh, stinking dang it. I'm not even going to get started on the church thing. I love the Lord and I have a relationship with Him. And I read my Bible at home. But I just have an issue with churches. Oh, and string. I have an issue with churches and embroidery string. I have a few friends that I meet with. We just started last Wednesday night. Oh, there. Well, it fell off, so that worked. My dear friend Deb and some other friends, we get together at Deb's house and just talk about questions or whatever we have about what we read that week with the Bible. We just started. And I think it's going to be great because I have questions about what I've read. And I just need somebody to discuss it with. Even if I was going to church somewhere, I wouldn't be able to just stand up and say, hey, yo, pastor, I got these questions, you know. This will work better for me than going to any church. Because even if I were going to church, I'm just being honest with you. I would be going into church, listening, hoping no one would talk to me, and getting up and leaving. Because I don't want to visit with anybody. I don't want to get to know anybody. Why, you ask? Because the church I was in back in the day, I did so much and I got so burnt out from everything that I just don't even want to be involved anymore. I don't even want to talk to anybody. I just got tired of being one of the few that did everything. So, I'm enjoying just laying back, not being involved. So this for me right now is perfect because I can go visit with these ladies, get my questions answered, go about my way. One more dingle dangle down. I'm going to attempt to do these all together because I want it to be blended in with the other things. Let's see what we can do. All right. Oh my gosh, that was, how lucky was that? Yay, look at that. They haven't all happened like, yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think I could be that lucky. They have not all happened like this. All right. So, there you have it. Another dingle dangle down. We'll cut this one off and make it a short one too. Don't ever throw these scraps away. You know we can use them for something. There will be another project down the road. Look at that, people. Another tag down. Does anybody recognize this image? This little typewriter with the chicken on it that says tweet tweet. Do I have any Mary Jane Farms fans out there? Mary Jane Farm magazine. It's the top of one of her little pages about, I don't know, something. One of the little sections. Okay, so we have 4 tags. I love Mary Jane Farms. Love you, Mary Jane. If you're watching me, Mary Jane Butters, love you. 2 people I would love to see and spend an hour alone with in my lifetime is Mary Jane Butters and Dottie Angel. And I'm not sure what Dottie Angel's real name is. It's Tiff something or another. And I don't even think she's in this country. She's in Europe somewhere. But those 2 women I would love to sit and have coffee with for 1 hour. Just in case you're out there, ladies. 1 hour is all I'm asking. Okay, let's see if our book's dry. And go on down the road. Get on down the road. Come on now. Get on down the road. Okay, this, do I have a piece of sandpaper nearby? I did the other day. Oh, here it is. Yes. Let's take some of this top. Oh man, it might be not dry enough yet. Just had some rough edges on top I wanted to knock off. All right. Note, let it dry completely before you do that. Okay, so now in order to just kind of work this in and make it all one, I'm going to get like a light cream color, if I have one. And I'm just going to play around and try to work that in. What do you think about that? Work it into the background of that page. My options are that. I think this one's lighter. These are probably both the same color. What is that? Wild rice. We're going to go with wild rice, people. What do you think? Although, sandstone looks pretty good too. Let's go sandstone. Okay, let's shake it up. I'll put a little bit. Oh, it's boogery too. I'm telling you, all my stuff is boogery. I can't wait till it's all gone. I can actually go look for some more. Okay, I did notice, so at Walmart, they're only 50 cents, so. Let's see what we're going to do. Should I just use my finger? You guys make this look so easy on tape. You know what? I should just go over it and then wipe it off with my wipe 'em where I think it's too heavy, right? That's what I'll do. Maybe I should just go over my whole lady. Okay, let's see what happens. I don't mind that. All right. So let's go around it. I don't know if I should go around this image or if I should just go around. Let's start with just the edge and see what happens. This is one of those things that I told you I could not live without, that I would even buy if I had to. This is my Stabilo All. Lori Marie Jenkins, I think, introduced me to this. Once again, if you have not watched Lori Marie, jump over. Lori Marie is all one word. Jenkins. Jump over to her channel and watch her. She is amazing. Hello, Lori Marie. I love you. She turned me on to Stabilo All, and she taught me the spit and mudge method. I just put my little line on there with there. Touch my finger to my tongue and wet it a little bit so that I can smear it and smudge it. I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't know. It's so hard to do that part. I think I'm going to go ahead and go around. You know, just a second ago I'm wanting to blend it in, and now I'm wanting to go around it with my Stabilo. How crazy am I? I am. I'm going to go around it. It's just too cool not to define. It just makes it look old and vintage. So anyway, I don't even know what we were talking about. Church. I know we were talking about church, but I think we went on to something else after that. I need to have like Birdie's rant and rave. So there's so many things that happen through the week that I want to tell you guys about. And then I forget about them. I should start writing them down and have a segment where I just sit there and rant and rave to you. What do you think? Oh, I need to vent. Or I could call it if Birdie ruled the world. Because you know what? I have a dog down here. She hears me talking and she thinks I'm talking to her because obviously nobody else is in here. Right, Scrap-a-Dap? And she just sits down there looking at me like, what are we talking about? Okay, what do you think? I think that one's done. I got this little envelope. She can open up and put her little poem in. I got this side over here. I think I'm going to Stabilo around this right here. And I think we're on to another page. I've never stabiloed on material. That little blue strip there is material, but it worked. It says Stabilo all. You know what? What the heck? Let's just go ahead and go around the whole darn page. You can't get too much Stabilo, right? Well, you can, but... But there are things I see that I think, if I ruled the world, this is the way it would be. Obviously, I don't. You know, your husband gets tired of listening to you rant and rave. Maybe I could just rant and rave to YouTube, and either somebody will care or somebody will shut it off or fast forward it. Or maybe there's a bunch of other birdies out there that would rule the world like I would. Yay, you guys. One page complete. Look what we did. Okay, do you think we can get this done by Tuesday so that I could give it to her? She called yesterday and wanted me to come over and play cards with her on Tuesday. Let's go ahead and finish this one while I'm sitting here so I don't have to get up and go get my next layout. And I would love to be able to take it over to her Tuesday. I mean, honestly, I don't care if this one isn't just done. I'm just going to do some cute little... Let's just do some of that yellow we had. Or you know what? No, I don't think gold would go. Because she loves everything. She loves gold and everything bling bling. I think I'll just do a little buttercup yellow. Like these over here. So when this is shut, it's just got like a little glaze of yellow. Let's do a couple colors. And just smoosh them in with our credit card and see how that turns out. I mean, life is not complete without some ochre. Which I'm about out of. Okay, now, and maybe some white. Okay, let's do that and do a little swirly whirly. Should we swirly whirly it or should we sponge it? Let's just dab it. I love things that are mixed in and marbled. One of my granddaughters is great with mixing colors. Her only problem is she gets it beautiful. In my eyes, it would be beautiful. And then she goes just that tad too far, you know what I mean? And then it either turns to mud or it just blends it too much. I'm like, Paisley! We call her Peanut. Why didn't you stop? Because she gets to having so much fun that she just keeps going. And then it tips it over the birdie meter. And it may be beautiful to her. This is down here where we're not going to be seeing it, so. I think that'll be okay. Just a little bit of marbling. I'm going to call that good because you know I'll go around the edge with something later. Stabilo or something. Alright, let's dry that real quick. Okay, while that's drying a little more completely, I want to go ahead. I got to get this out of my way. I've got another project over here. Last night I took a piece of scrapbook paper, 2 pieces, and I glued them together. So when you open it up, you could see something on the inside, and then I folded it so it'd be like a little, I don't know what it is, and I cut the little corners off, and I glued a piece of ribbon on the back. I'm going to glue this on a page, and it'll be tied so that she can untie it and open it up and put, fold up one of her poems and put inside. So I thought this looked kind of boring on the outside, so I thought I would glue this little doily on there. So let's get that glued on so it can be drying. And then probably when I'm done, I'll probably go around this with some distressed ink. Maybe we should do that now so that when we glue, we can stop handling it. Let's do it with a brown. This is called a walnut. Everybody likes that vintage photo, but I don't have one. My options are walnut, black soot, and pine needle. So I'm going to do walnut. Maybe one day, if I can buy some of this, I will get the vintage photo. So I go around the outside, and I want to see it. How do we do that? This is not working the way that it looks like it does when you watch it on other people's videos. They kind of looks like it's on the outside a little bit. Mine is not smudging over. Anyway. So I got to tell you guys about another movie that I watched. This one was on the big screen. You know what? I might have my camera too close. Can you guys see what I'm doing without... Because I lowered it the other day and forgot to put it back up. Is this too close for you guys? Anyway, I'm on a roll. I'm not going to stop now and readjust it. Okay, so let me tell you about my movie. My daughter, Alicia, texted me and said, hey, we're going to go see Mary Poppins. Do you want to go with us? Heck yeah. Are you kidding me? So I went over there and I went to the movie with them to see Mary Poppins. And I thought it was going to be a remake. I thought it was going to be, a remake. So I'm watching it thinking, this isn't the way it goes. This isn't the way it happened. This isn't what I remember. Then I catch on. I'm a little slow. It's a continuation. It is after. I'm just telling you now, so you won't be lost the first 30 minutes like I was. It's after George and Michael were grown up. So there you have it. Got my nose a little out of whack because, it wasn't like what I remembered. I don't know why I'm worrying about the back. This is the part I'm going to glue down. Dingleberry. Okay. So, then as I'm watching it, I start seeing some of the same people that were in the original one. How cool is that? So anyway, if you haven't seen it, you must. It's fantabulous. Although I will tell you, I could sing right along with the old movie, the songs that were sang. I'm not sure I could ever remember and memorize the songs that were sang on this one. So I'm just letting you know. I don't know how you guys make that go out on the edge. I'm just using my finger. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. The kids liked it. This will be what they remember, maybe. You know, the original one is the one I remember. This remake be the one, may be the one that my kids remember, my grandkids. So I hope I saw history in the making with them. I know Moana will sure stick in their head forever. That's for sure. My kids, well, I'll tell you what. The two older ones used to love it until the youngest one came along, and now she has watched it 1,000 times, and they're so sick of Moana. But I loved that movie too. It was so good. Yeah, okay. That's pretty distressed for me. Now, let's continue on with our gluing. I know I see a lot of you girls use Fabri-Tac. You know I'm stalking your glues out there. So someday I'm probably going to invest in some of that. When my glue wears out, I'll probably invest in some Fabri-Tac and give that stuff a whirl. But for right now, it's going to have to be clear tacky. I don't know if you guys are Frankie and Grace lovers, but I'm counting the days down until their new season comes out. Next weekend, I believe. I do love me some Frankie and Grace. There's a lot about Frankie that I have trapped inside of me. None of Grace. I can tell you that. People go, oh my gosh, that's Jane Fonda or Lily Tomlin. Do you know what they stood for? I'm not watching them as to what they stood for. I'm watching them for the way they act in this series. I am watching their character only. That's like you loving to do art journals and saying, oh my gosh, I won't watch Birdie. Do you know what she stands for? Who cares what I stand for if you like art journals? That's what's... Look, see, this is another part of those things where I was saying, if the world was according to Birdie. That's one of those things. You don't judge somebody for what they stand for. You judge them for what they're doing at the moment that you're in love with them. Right now, mine's Frankie and Grace. So there we go. Let's let that bad boy dry. Pull on over our other. This is going to be my next one. I'm going to glue this. I folded this scrapbook paper over. What did I do? Get it wet? And let's turn it over and use this side then. Then I'm going to glue this napkin on it so that, and then I'm going to cut it out and attach this on a page so it can be a little tuck pocket. So we'll glue it together first, and I think I will use my glue stick for this. Mainly concentrating on the part down here where my napkin is going to be. I don't care how much, you know, that the whole thing. But you know what? Might as well. Let's just go ahead and glue the whole dang thing together, and that way we'll use the rest for something else down the road. I've got to change this mush paper under me because it's so lumpy with texture and stuff. My background paper, whatever you want to call it, protective paper. All right, now, where is my credit card? Quincy, hush, hush, hush. Okay. That's glued down. Now, let's do a little Mod Podge magic. Put this napkin down. Now, on this napkin, there's like 2 or 3 plies to these, and I've tore those 2 or 3 plies off. So all I have is that super thin image part that I want. Otherwise, when you go to Mod Podge this thing down, they all come apart and it's a big cluster mess. So make sure you take those off. Also, when this stuff hits that Mod Podge, it's super dog sensitive. So it will rip apart on you in a red hot minute. So be careful. There's my credit card. I'm just barely laying that thing over, getting that to lay down. Because I could tear it off apart so darn easy. So now I'm going to go over it again very tenderly with my Mod Podge. You'll get the feel of it. You'll tear a few of them apart and realize about what your pressure needs to be. So really, I can't tell you. I can't save you. You're just going to have to do it and find where that is. You can overwork it. You can go over it too much where it softens up so much that you just end up ripping it. Why am I going to go ahead and Mod Podge this whole page? I have no stinking clue. Except for I'm going to use it for something another time. And maybe I'll want Mod Podge on it. Oh, Lordy. Do I make sense? No. Do I understand my own self? No. Okay, so we're going to set that aside and let that dry. And let me go over and get another layout and let's see what we're going to do next. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this page up. It seems to be dry. I want to add this lace to it. So, I'm not sure if I want to completely Mod Podge it down top and bottom and make it, you know, crusty, or if I want to just glue it along this edge and let it be soft down here. I'm thinking about maybe gluing it and putting about 3 staples in it. But then I have to think about Nonny. You know, to me, I love that grunge altered look. She's 93, and I'm pretty sure she's going to want things to look put together. So I'm not sure staples are going to be up her alley. So anyway, I'm going to start with the tacky glue. Tacky it on at the top. And I am going to staple it because I don't want to wait for that to dry. I'm going to staple that just so we can put the book together, and then we'll decide whether we want to Mod Podge it later. There we go. I love the staples myself. Although that does hold it down nicely. I think it'll hold it down okay till it dries. Right? Right? What do you think? Y'all? Okay. I'm going to cut the end off now that I've got it laying. I can see my scissors are getting a little dull. Okay, I'm going to glue these angles because I cut them and I don't want them to start fraying. I'm going to glue this end.